everyone. Today I'm going to discuss about AI definition. The study on how to make a program or computer do things that provide do better. The study of how to make a computer solve problems which require knowledge and intelligence. The existing new of effort to make computer things machines with minds. The automations of activities that we associated with human thinking. The art of creating machines that perform function that requires intelligence when performed by people. The study of mental facility through the use of computational model, a field of study that seeks to explain and emulate intelligence behavior in terms of computational process, the branch of computer science that is concerned with the automation intelligence behavior. AI is the field of study computer science, cognitive science, psychology, philosophy, linguistics, neuroscience. AI is the part science, part engineering. AI often must study other domain in order to implement system, medicine and medical practice for a medicine, diagnostic systems, engineer and chemistry to the minors, a chemical processing plant. AI is the belief that the brain is a form of biological computer and that mind is computational. AI has a great impact on society, but unlike other areas of CS, that impact is often felt only tranquilities and the felt years after the initial investment in the technology. Is there holistic definitions for intelligence? Here are the some definitions: the ability to comprehend and to understand and profit from experience, a general mental capacity that involves the ability to reason, play, solve problems, and think abstractly, comprehensive ideas and language and learn. None of these tell us the intelligence is so instead maybe we can enumerate a list of elements that an intelligence must be able to perform. Which of these are necessary for intelligence? Which are sufficient? Artificial intelligence should be defined, that is terms of human intelligence. Does AI have to ready to be installed? What is the difference between being intelligent and demonstrate intelligent behavior? Physical symbol system hypothesis. A physical symbol system has a consist of the symbols which are combinations into the expressions. There are the process which operate of these symbols to create new symbols, and the expressions considered for instance English as a physical symbol system. Symbols are the planet, expressions are words, and the sentence, the process are the English grammar and the phrase and dictatorship. The PSS hypothesis state that the PSS has the necessary and the sufficient means for intelligent actions. A computer is a PSS. If the PSS hypothesis is true, then it should be possible to program a computer to produce intelligent action. This is the goal of AI. If the PSS hypothesis is not true, there are the consequences for AI. The Turing test, 1950s Alan Turing devices a test for intelligence called the limited game. Ask questions of the new entity, receive the answer from the both. If you can tell which of the entities is human and which is a computer program, then you are a force, and we should therefore consist of the computer to be intelligent. Solving the Turing test created by the Joseph Wizards, the system would act like a Rogerian psychologist by holding a dialogue with a person. A dialogue would be consist of the doctors asking question, the human respondent, the doctor using the respondent to ask another questions. Wizards wrote the program so that it would generate an English response. If the user sentence match a pattern, this pattern would be used to generate the next sentence as a more next sentence. There are a few other questions which actually help us to understand the hypothesis, how useful the Turing test. With Elysian alliance like a rules, we can entirely, eventually solve the Turing test. It just take writing enough rules. Does the system understand what it is responding for? However, we could build a respondent that models some real world dominant and the knowledge base. The system can fill in information from the conversation. This is sort of like a database and an object with data attributes to be filled in. We can use a variety of AI representation like scripts, frames, semantic networks. Question can be responded to by looking up to the stored data. This is why the system is responded not based merely on canned knowledge and but a knowledge that is learned. Tables and loops slot filling. The Chinese room problem from Johann Riel's philosophers is an attempt to demonstrate that computer cannot be intelligent. The room consists of you, a book, a storage area, and a mechanism for moving information to and from the room to be outside. A Chinese-speaking individual provide a questionnaire for you in writing. You are able to find a matching set of symbols in the books and write a response also in Chinese. Chinese room scare our questions, but computers solve problem. We can clearly see that the computer solve problem in a seemingly intelligent way. Where it is the intelligence coming from? There are numerous response to Seal's argument. The system responded. The hardware by the itself is not intelligence, but a combination of the hardware, software, and storage in intelligence is a similar vine which might stay on a human beings that had no opportunity to learn anything, so cannot be intelligent. It is just the hardware. The robot response a computer is valid of the science, and therefore symbols are meaningless to it, but a robot which sensor can tie its symbols to its sense and thus understand symbol. The brain simulator response, if we program a computer and mimic the brain, then the computer will have the same ability to understand as a human brain. Brain versus computers. In AI, who compared the brain and the computer. Our topic, the brain is a form of computer. Our goal, we can create computer intelligence who program. Just say people become intelligent by learning, but we see the computer is not like the brain. The computer performs tasks without understanding what it's doing. Does the brain understand what it does when it solves the problem? Symbol. The problem with the computer is that work strictly syntactically. Toward the AI assumption, we can understand the model cognitive without understand the underlying mechanism. Cognitions will encourage from the proper mechanism. Nothing that while the two assumptions differ, neither are necessarily mutually exclusive, and both suffer the idea cognitions is computational. Scalability, brightness, lack of real-time performance is a problem of AI. No memory or sense of temporary learning is a problem. No explicit knowledge base, no capacity to explain its output. Most of the AI research has fallen into one or two categories. Select a specific problem to solve. Study the problem, keep up with the proper presentation for any knowledge needed to be solved the problem, acquire and codify that knowledge, build a problem solving simple, select a category of the problem and cognition activities. Both approach requires one of the more representational form for the knowledge, some way to select proper knowledge that is rich. What is scratch? We define the scratch to a problem being solved as the value of the active variable. This is will include any partial solution, previous conclusion, user answers, while human are often able to make initiate leaves and recall solution with a little throw. Right is a scratch space for tag to tie game. Scratch space and the type. The text is the space consists of all possible states of the problem as it is being solved. A scratch space might be pre-entered and some search algorithm. Space game tree, decision tree, combination, network, other type of space. This is the way actually our artificial intelligence improving, and if we can focus on that area, we can find look at who is doing AI research by their own admission. In research are not being AI, they are being intelligence agent, ontology, machine learning, adaptations, robotic path, search engine, area of current NLU, information planning, sensor interpretations, robotics approach, knowledge base, ontology, problematic, and neural network. This is the way actually artificial intelligence is moving, and we have to be very much careful about artificial intelligence, and we need to handle this artificial intelligence in an effective way. Thank you. Bye bye and take care.